Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Atharva and you are watching Market Outlook with C. Atharva. So first of all, I would like to wish you all a very happy Diwali to you and your family. I hope you have a great year ahead and I hope this Diwali brings a lot of light into your lives. Now speaking of light, I have some stocks which can travel at the speed of light. Just kidding, who knows? Uh, Yeah, so during Diwali, there is a lot of Muhurat investing which happens. It's considered an auspicious time of the year to do stock investing. So I thought I could make a video on stocks which I think can do really well, really well over the course of next year. And I wanted to make this video try to explain the logic behind investing in those stocks technically and why I think those stocks can do really well. Everything from entry to the pattern to the target, everything I will be discussing. I got three stocks for you, and let me move to the first stock then. Now, the first stock we are looking at is CUB. So, in this stock, if you take a look at the chart of this stock, there is a selling which happens from 240 straight to 110 odd levels. Then the stock tries to recover, and then again a selling which happens from round level of 200, and it comes back to around to the same 110 levels. Now there are two things here. If you notice, the first time the selling happened from 240 to 110 pretty quickly. It went to 110 in no time. The selling pressure was very strong. The second time, from 200 or 200 odd levels, the selling pressure has fairly decreased. The speed of selling has decreased. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us two things. This number of sellers have started to decrease, and there are some buyers which are willing to buy at 110 odd levels. Now, this is creating a pattern where now the sellers are unable to take the low and unable to push the prices below 110, and at this price of 110 there is a lot of accumulation which is happening at 110 levels. So that tells us that buyers are fairly interested at 110 and they are able to defend the low of 110. And if you look at the next selling which happened from 200, which was considered fast, so this was fairly quicker, not as quick as this, but this was still fairly fairly strong, relatively strong. So there is a trend line which forms that where sellers are trying to sell at the above the trend line, the buyers are able to buy below the trend line. Now someone has to lose in this matchup of buyers versus sellers. Now it seems that certainly the buyers have won in this matchup, and buyers are looking very strong. That's why I think the stock price can go up. If you look at the trend line, it looks like at the above trend line in this recent candle, the buyers are able to close at 175. And I, I remember during one of the previous videos where I say that any important level that stock needs to break, let's say the stock is trying to break a level of 200. If it directly tries to break, it will be unable to break because at a round level or at an important level, the buyers will also exit their positions. Sellers will try to make their own positions. Buyers will try to accumulate. So accumulation is very important. If it goes to an important level and then accumulates, and then tries to make a fresh high, it is more successful in making that breakout, in making that next move. So here the buyers are fairly trying to break from this seller's trend line, or rather the selling pressure. So if you look here, the past 4 or 5 months, the closing price is around the same 160 to 175, 180 odd. So which means that the stock has gone here, it is tries to accumulate, and now if it gives a breakout, we have a very good chance of the breakout being successful. And that is why I feel that this stock is really a great pick in my eyes. So the next time the stock goes above 180 odd, the stock is looking very strong for me and it can give a great momentum. Of course, now coming to the target, what is the target of this stock? Now, generally, in my previous videos, I think you would be aware that in a triangle pattern, generally the height of the pattern is considered as a target. So if you look at the pattern generally started from your 110 to around 240 245 odd, the target comes to 310 rupees. That is almost double from 175. All right, that is a target for me. That's a massive target. So let's see how this stock performs. Then I'll move to the next stock. The stock is HDFC Life, a fairly popular stock. Um, okay, so here, if you see, if you look at the stock, there is a selling which happened from 760, which is able to take the stock to around 480, 500 levels. Now the stock is currently trading at around 720. Now, since there was a selling which happened from 760, this is considered as a very strong resistance. Now, resistance meaning selling pressure. The stock witnessed a selling pressure from around 760, 750 odd levels. So, this is considered as an important level. Now, important for two reasons. One is that there is a selling pressure which happened, and also it is the all-time high of the stock. So, it's a lifetime high of the stock. Now, like in previously, like we were discussing that if, any time for an important level to break, there needs to be a consolidation which needs to happen. So let's say we considered 640 as an important level. If the stock needs to go here, it needs to consolidate for a while. It needs to consolidate. Then if it tries to break, then it can give a very strong momentum. So this is exactly what we require here. And if you look at this momentum, 760 is a strong resistance for the stock. Stock is trying to go up. It came down again from 680 around to 600 levels. It has make a sharp momentum. Now for the past 3 months, the stock is able to consolidate in this region. Now this is fairly great. And so what I believe is that the next time the stock tries to go above 760 or around 760, uh, the stock can give a great breakout. And if we look at the pattern which that will form, that will be a kind of a rounding cup pattern which might be forming on that stock in that time. So that again the target of that pattern would generally be the height of the height of the pattern. So how much would that be? So if we try to calculate from around 490 to around the recent high, it comes to around 1000 odd rupees, the round level. That would be great. 700 to 1000. That's not a bad return now, is it? So this is the thesis behind this stock, and I think this stock can do really well provided it crosses 777 after it consolidates for a month again, and then it crosses 777. It can give a very strong momentum. Now let me move to the last stock. The last stock is Quest Corp. It's a very interesting stock. If you look at the stock and try to look at the chart from 1200, it has come all the way down to 110 or rather the 200 rupees. The stock tries to go back up. It hits the round level. Around the round level, there is a selling pressure which happens again. But if you notice, it is unable to take the low of 210. The next low, the buyers are able to come at around the price of 300, 330, 340, and they're able to try to push the rally. The price is above. So there is a selling pressure which happened from. So if you notice, the selling which happened from 1200 to around almost 200. The next time the sellers could push only from 1000 to 300, 350. So selling prices are fairly decreased. Buyers are coming at the bottom trend line and they are able to push the price higher. So there's a trend line which happened above this particular trend line which happened above, and this was a seller's trend line. And now if you look at the stock, the buyers are able to push the price above the seller's trend line. Now that means that a lot of sellers are defeated. Now once that stock crosses this swing, a lot of sellers are going to exit the positions because buyers will be fairly strong, right? So if you look at the last three candles, the buyers are able to close above the trend line of the stock. Uh, we got a negative candle at 800 round level, and the buyers are able to hold on the stock. So by hold I mean if you look at the specific candle, there is the candle opened here, the stock went the stock the stock price closed here, but it also made a wick. So what I mean by that is the candle opened here, it made a wick, but the price closed here. So the buyers are able to push the price from the wick of that to around 720 odd levels. They're able to close above the round level of 700, which looks pretty great. Now, of course, when would the buying momentum come? The buying momentum would come above this particular candle, 822, 833. Anything about that is screaming a great buy to me, because that can really push the stock above, because the sellers have tried here. Now, if the sellers are defeated here, if the price goes above 800, 823, the sellers might not be able to try to uh, sell this stock again, because the buyers are fairly strong here. All right. So the target of this stock is pretty massive. We considered the in a triangle pattern. Of course, we consider the height of the pattern. Now, if we calculate the height of this pattern, it comes to around from 165 odd lows to around 1110. The price comes to around 1700. That's a massive return from 700 to 1700. Uh, so these were the three stocks. These were the logic behind these stocks, and these were the target behind these stocks. Um, I hope you guys like the video. Again, I wish you a happy Diwali again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and happy investing.